Hey everybody! So this week's theme is all about bravery, and I decided who else better to call and talk about bravery than our one and only Mega Gane, considering Mega has teed it up at the US Open, at the US Amateur, at every other amazing place. I just wanted to ask you, Mega, what do you think about bravery? Is it born or learned?
I think it is something that can be taught over time and you can learn it. And I don't think anyone, or not anyone, but definitely I wasn't born as a super brave person. And it's something that gets built over time with confidence. And I think just building on your experiences, and the more you put yourself out there each time, you build a little bit of bravery. And I know with all my experiences in 2019, every other event that I played, the next one, I was a little bit braver than the last. So I think it's a process, and anyone can really teach it to themselves if they want to.
So I looked up bravery in the dictionary today, or Google.
Yeah.
And it said the act of being courageous.
Mm-hmm.
So then I looked up courageous, and it said, what was the, basically knowing that you have the possibility to put yourself in harm's way, in danger's way, and you're not deterred by that.
Yeah.
So would you say that being brave has, like, you're willing to fail? Is there anything about you that's like accepts that, okay, there's a chance that I'm going to fail at this?
Yeah, I think bravery is knowing, like, you kind of take yourself out of any sort of comfort zone that you put yourself in. And it's really, really easy to just fall back into what you want to do or, just hide yourself. But it takes bravery and courage to accept that you might not do well, you might fail, and you might embarrass yourself, but that's okay. And you have to know that it's going to turn out for the better, which is why it's important to be brave.
I think, like, so many people don't do things because they're scared to embarrass themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know how to help people break through that, especially in golf. Like, they're too scared to try a new shot, or they're too scared even to tee it up on the first tee box. I mean, what was your very first tournament like? What did you do at your very first tournament? Do you remember that at all?
My very first tournament, I don't think it was a tournament. It was a long drive that I did with my dad. And I remember I was the youngest there because it was like parent-child, and all of their dads were their sons, and I was the only girl there. And I think I was maybe 6 or 7 years old. And they, like, everyone just acknowledged, like, oh, like, I definitely wasn't hitting it over like 100 yards, but I still went up and teed it up anyway, as if I was going to win anything, which I didn't. But at the end of the tournament, they gave me a free duffel bag just for trying. So I think, like, if I hadn't done that, I don't think I would have felt rewarded in any type of way. So that took bravery, and I don't think I've ever told you that story, actually.
Yeah, that's a funny one. I've never got that one. We have to go plug you in. Hold on. Hold that thought. All right, we're back with Mega Gane, the one and only brave one. Mega, will you talk to us? What did it feel like? Because all of us can only ever dream about it and imagine it, but what did it honestly feel like when you had to put your tee in the ground to tee up your ball on the first tee of the US Open as a 15-year-old?
Okay, so to be honest, here's what happens. The actual first tee shot of day one, I was just nervous, but like it wasn't extremely bad. I was kind of in competition mode. The point where I was extremely nervous was my first practice round. Because I was playing with Lexi Thompson in my first practice round. And because of that, like, that was the biggest crowd that I had attracted all week because I was in her group. So, and it was just playing with her, and like that's when it really hit me, like, oh my gosh, this is really happening. I don't even remember where the ball went. I don't even know if I took a full swing. But that was where it was.
You pulled it a little left.
Yeah. It was. That was the point where I was the most nervous. But after that, like, each day got a little bit easier. So I think it was just the initial shock of playing with her in that practice round. That was scary, but it got better.
And from a bravery standpoint, like, how did you just power through it, or what do you have to tell yourself, or I'm just so impressed that as a 15-year-old you were able to just go out there and tee it up and go play with one of the most famous players in the whole world.
Yeah, I mean, a big part of it was I had you and my dad and Christian, my caddy, walking with me. So it was like having you guys around me. It was knowing like I'm not doing it alone, and I was meant to be out there. So I was like I felt pretty normal and comforted after the first couple holes, knowing that I had you guys around me. But that was really what got me through it, because if I were to just go out there and play alone with Lexi, I don't know if I would be able to do it.
Yeah, so you went from getting that new duffel bag.
Yeah.
When you were probably 6 or 7, how old were you?
Yeah, I think 6.5, 7.
So 6.5, 7, in a matter of 10 years, you're now teeing it up with the best player in the world. So something, you must have just like gone and purchased a box of Bravery or something, because there's something in you that sets you apart in terms of this quality, and that's a really special quality to have. So we're trying to teach everybody else about Bravery right now, and that's the theme for the week.
Mm-hmm.
As in my opinion, the best player in the whole world, which is you, what would you say to your 7-year-old self?
I don't think like we should phrase it like I've accomplished Bravery completely, because I don't think anyone has until they keep going, and it's definitely a process. And I'm still not the most confident on the first tee shot sometimes, or on the 18th green, but it's something like I tell myself to keep improving on. So I don't think we should ever stop working on something because you think you're better at it than someone else. That's one. And I'm sorry, what was your question? I completely forgot.
What would you tell your 7-year-old self?
Oh, my 7-year-old self. Yeah. I feel like at that point when I was 7, I was very in it for the fun factor. So I think, if anything, the 7-year-old self will tell me right now to keep that in mind, which I do. But it's easy to forget when, you get to a bigger stage. But I think that's why I was able to perform really good in my young years, because it was a competition that I never lost sight that it was for fun.
You said something that was really good too, and I was talking about, like, think about a fireman. Fireman has to run into a burning building, not just today, but next week and next month, and that's what they train for. Yeah. And you said it spot on, that you don't just check the box of Bravery. It's not like you have it and now you're good to go. It's something you have to keep working on, and it's not like either you have it or you don't. So I'm with you. I believe that you can earn it and work towards it and find it. Mm-hmm. I don't think you need to be born with it. I don't think firemen are born firemen. I think there's something that happens to those guys through their training and through their exercise and through what they put their mind through that gets them to run into a burning building. Burning building every time it's on fire. So how do they keep doing that? And that's kind of what you do. You have to put your tee in the ground. Granted, you're not risking your life with anything on fire, but you have to put your tee in the ground, tee off in front of all those people, and that's what we have to help our little guys learn how to do when they're really little, is to find the fun in that, is to make sure that there's something fun about feeling those nerves. Yeah. So, all right, Mega, absolutely. We've now learned about Bravery from the perspective of Megagane. There you have it, people. Carry on.